I'm Vipul Mittal, and in this session, I will discuss research and development cost. Before we discuss accounting for research and development, let's first understand what actually is research and development. So, research and development involves developing a product, improving a product, significantly improving a product or service, significantly improving a process, developing or significantly improving what? Product, service, or a process. This is what research and development is, that you are developing a new product or service. You are improving a product. You are improving a process. But it is not marketing research we are talking about. It is not marketing research. It is also not routine improvement or periodic alteration to product. You are making certain changes to product periodically. Every month you make certain changes, or every year you make certain improvements, routine improvements, periodic alterations. Those routine improvements we are not talking about. That is not research and development. Also, we are not talking about research and development that you have done for other entities. No, we are not talking about that. That is not research and development. Research and development is improving significantly a product or a service or a manufacturing process or any other process, but not routine improvements. So you expense your research and development cost. So research and development cost should be charged to expense when incurred. All right. However, the cost of materials and equipment or facilities that are acquired or constructed for research and development activities and that have alternative future uses should be capitalized. So you acquire materials, equipment, facilities. You incur cost on that, but you are using that material, equipment, facilities for research and development activities. And if these assets have alternative future uses, then do not expense that. You acquired equipment for $1 million and you will use this equipment for research and development. Will you expense this $1 million? Question is, does this equipment has an alternative future use? Can we use this equipment for some other purpose later? If this equipment can only be used for research and development, then it has no alternative use. Then we have to expense this. But if this equipment has an alternative use, then we should capitalize it. So, for example, if you acquire a research equipment that can only be used for research purposes, then expense it because it has no alternative use. But you acquire an equipment that has an alternative use that can be used for some other purpose that can be used in manufacturing process also. Capitalize it. You acquire a building that has an alternative use. So currently this building is used as research lab. But once the research is over, this can be used for some other purpose. This can be converted into a factory or an office building or a warehouse. So it has an alternative use, this building. Currently it is used as a research lab. The cost of this building is $500,000. Capitalize this. But let's say you acquire a building for $500,000 and it is used as a research lab, but it has no alternative future use. Why it has no alternative future use? Because the kind of research that is happening makes this building unfit for future use. Maybe because of radiation risk. The kind of research you are doing may result in a radiation risk. So this building cannot be used in future for any other purpose. So this building has no alternative future use. Just an example. All right. So if you acquire material, equipment, or facilities, and these are used in research and development, and these have alternative future use, then capitalize this. Do not expense this. But depreciation on these is research and development cost. If you are using an intangible asset that has alternative future use, again, amortization expense, that is also research and development cost. So you purchase an intangible asset, and that intangible asset is used in research and development, and that intangible asset has an alternative future use. In such a case, capitalize that amount and include only amortization of that asset as research and development cost. Sometimes you construct an asset, and that asset is to be used for research and development, and that has alternative future use. Capitalize it. For example, you construct a building. So you construct a building. This building is to be used as a lab, research lab. You have spent $300,000 on construction. Do not expense the entire amount. Capitalize this. The amount that you have spent on constructing a building, if this building has an alternative future use. If it does not have an alternative future use, expense it. So if this lab has an alternative future use, capitalize it. But if you develop a software, sometimes you use computer software in your research and development, then how you account for that? What about computer software? So you use computer software in your research and development. What you should do? Again, if you have purchased it and it has an alternative use, capitalize it. If it does not have an alternative use, expense it. So if it has alternative future use, capitalize it. You have purchased it and it has alternative future use, or it has no alternative future use. If it has an alternative future use, then capitalize it. If it has no alternative future use, expense it as R&D cost. If this computer software is internally developed, then it may have an alternative use, it may not have an alternative future use, but you do not really check that whether this software which I have internally developed has an alternative future use or not. Do not check that. No need. Whether this software that you have internally developed has an alternative future use or it does not have an alternative future use does not matter, because in any case you will expense this. The entire cost that you have incurred is research and development cost. You expense this. All the cost that you have incurred is expensed as research and development cost. All right, students. I hope this video was helpful, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for getting more content that helps you in your CPA exam preparation. Study hard. Take care.